Hey, it's your boy Bobby B. Here I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is Lorenzo's end. When it comes down to it, I've been talking about Lorenzo's end for a very long time. I mean, I'm just going to be real with you. It's pretty much like with season 2. You could tell he was like in the way. Mecca wanted him gone. And it was a situation where it was like, okay, when the time comes, he's going to take that man out, or he's going to get somebody to take that man out, which Mecca ended up telling Monet to take him out. So when it comes down to it, Lorenzo's end was always being plotted on. But when we saw Zeke, when he took out Zeke, we knew his fate was pretty much sealed. Now, with Lorenzo being gone, what you got to look at is the fact that the patriarch of the family is about to go. The head of the family is about to go. And even though Monet has been the boss for a long time, Lorenzo came back into the situation. The Tejadas are pretty much who they are because of Lorenzo's reputation and who he was and what he did when he was in the streets. And Monet continuing the name right after he was gone. Monet did a great job. She continued that name very straight to the point. She wasn't playing. She was cold. She was ruthless. So it starts with him being the head, and it continued with her and Kane over time, with Drew being there, sometimes, and Diana pretty much just doing her own thing. So when it comes down to it, basically, when Lorenzo was gone, that's really going to affect that family big time. It's going to really hurt them big time. So basically, I put it like this right here. We already knew Monet. It's already made up in her mind that she was going to take that man out, right? Even the hug at the very end of the last episode, you already knew when a woman hug a man like that, and if you the person who just so happened to be in the room, and you looking, you like, bruh, man, she know what he did, something like that. It could be some cheating situation. He probably took some money. When she hug him like that, it's not a good situation. But when it comes down to it, me looking at everything now, Lorenzo's not going to survive this. Monet is going to take that man down. Remember, this is the thing about Zeke. Zeke was the hopes and the dreams for Monet. Zeke was the person who was supposed to do everything. He was the one who was promised to go to the NBA. He had everything set. She didn't want to be in the crime life anymore. She was ready to move on, and Zeke was the person that was supposed to do that. She invested so much into him, where Kane and Drew and Diana was a part of the crime life. They were part of the Tejada family. Zeke was the one that was supposed to change the situation. He was supposed to be the one to change everything. He had everybody looking at him. He had people that wanted to get him. He was already pretty much promised to go to the NBA. But when it comes down to it, with Lorenzo taking him down, even among his controversy that he was going through, Zeke still had a hope and a form. And as you can tell, even though some people still going to try to label that man with a negative, which for some reason in the world people will take your negatives and run with them, his positives still stood out as well. And Zeke is loved and appreciated more as a hero versus a person that they try to label him as. So when it comes down to it, basically, still, he could have still have made it. He still could have gotten there. He still could have done what he had to do. But the whole thing is, though, it's with Lorenzo taking that man down. That was it. But then Monet has to ask the questions too. Like, why did Zeke went to talk to Detective Whitman? Why Zeke was angry at her about the fact that he found out she took out Carrie. So there's a lot of questions that is there that needs to be, asked and answered. It's just Monet is ready to react. Monet is a great thinker, but we all know she will act. She does not care. So when it comes down to it, even Lorenzo said to Kane himself, I know your mom. She will not forgive me. I know her. But that's pretty much something there, man. When it comes down to it, we're going to see how it's going to be. But yeah, I think we're sitting here at Lorenzo's end. And even though I like the character a lot, and I kind of want to see more of him end in a different way, because we've mainly seen Lorenzo deal with him and his family and deal with some people he knew. His reputation is solidified because everybody who comes across that man respects that man. But at the end of the day, I would have loved to have seen him conflict and get into more confrontations with other gangs and other gangsters. But I think that right now that man's about to go. So unfortunately, Mr. Lorenzo Tejada, I could be wrong, but I think Lorenzo is about to go. I think Lorenzo is about to meet his end. But I just want to say to all of you that it is your boy, Bobby B's here. I just want to say much love, much respect.